shit.
Says live.
Whether you're a diehard fan or just looking for a good laugh, this monthly series promises to deliver the unexpected with a dash of humor. Tune in as Lance and BT dissect the what the fuck moments that make MMA and pro wrestling the exciting spectacles they are. It's time to let loose and embrace the madness with the WTF News Desk, where Lance and BT bring you the 10 strangest and most fun topics each month, leaving you entertained, amused, and eagerly awaiting the next episode.
We're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an STS Pod .club production. I'm BT. That guy over there, Lance, he's had so much caffeine in him that he's shaking like a shade cat. That's right, he is. He's from Chicago, the home of the Chicago Wolves, five-time American League hockey champions. Saturday at 3 p.m. in Chicago, they'll be playing the Texas Superstars. There we go. He is the snark of excellence, my partner in crime. Well, your friend and mine sometimes. He is Lance Levine, and we are the Chico Sticks of podcasting. How the hell are you, Lance?
I am here in the Fritos Cheddar Buffalo Studios. I'm hoping it doesn't give me gastrointestinal issues. Did you say the Texas Superstars?
Yes.
Bill Eadie is going to be playing hockey?
It's not the mass supers. It's not the mass superstars. It's the Texas Superstars.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just too much of an insider, I guess.
Oh, yeah. What was he thinking of?
Shout out to John McAdam on that one. So we are here.
We're the Chico Sticks of podcasting because
they never took. Fan of that. Isn't Chico Sticks like that's like a poor man's Butterfinger, right?
Well, I love those things, but the thing about it is they never took themselves serious. There's so many podcasters out there that take themselves serious, and it was there, it was cheap, and I ate it a lot, but. You never saw commercials. You never saw anything with Chico Sticks.
I think you meant to say all podcasters take themselves too seriously.
Oh, yeah. Well, I should have said that.
Yeah.
Except I take us serious to a certain extent because we get shit out. But other than that, I got some business, and then we can get started. I got some bad news, and I got some good news. So the bad news is we had the lowest audio listens. That's just audio listens since February of last year.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Good news, though. The first time we've ever had a video hit 1.1 million views. It hit it on Memphis Wrestling this past month. It was the fourth biggest month in the history of the podcast.
Nice.
And it was the fourth biggest, and we beat every month last year in plays. Total plays. Last year, every month, we beat it. We had a huge 2023. The last quarter was huge, so it was hard to beat that. But we have a 40% increase from March of last year. And Lance, I don't say this a lot because people say, "It's full of shit." They get jealous. But we will be reaching 1 million plays sometimes in this month, which is 2 months quicker than last year, and it took us 9 months to get there in 2023. So
I just
excited.
Like when you do voices. Can you do some more voices? I like that voice you do.
There's some more voices.
It's the only one you do, but it's good.
Fat boy. That's Miss Texas. Fat boy.
Wait, Jackie Moore?
Yeah.
Miss
Fat
Texas?
boy. Let me tell you, fat boy.
Okay.
All right, top three in March. You will be happy. 923 Assassinations. That's 10 for the road.
Right.
Number 2, 925. You're not going to believe this, but 5-minute time limit came in second, first.
Oh,
And
dear.
number 1 was WTF episode 926.
Awesome.
Just real quick, we are looking for someone that listened to Assassinations and wants to come in and talk about it. Message me or message Lance. We'll arrange a time, and we're doing this for Patreon. So you'll be talking about that on the new episode coming out this month. Just real quick, I want to make sure everybody gets what we're doing. Sometimes in July and in November, December, traditionally we had light weeks. Well, we already had one this year, but the deal is coming up is another light week. I decided that instead of trying to do 117 episodes or whatever, we did 114 or 15 last year. By the sponsors, we are obligated, if they're paying money, to do on an average, that's all it says, on an average of 2 episodes a week. So if we're ahead, like we did 4 episodes last week, then we may take a week where it's just bookends. It's rolling into Memphis the next Saturday. We need more Patreon members because I just want everybody to know my initial plan for all of this before Memphis Wrestling started was to do Lance and I was going to do 1 episode, no matter what it was, me, him, whatever, for Patreon a week and 1 episode for the main feed. It hasn't been that way because we do Memphis Wrestling now. That would mean all the other stuff would just go to Patreon. But we need more Patreon members. So jump on Patreon. It's only $5 a month.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. You get all kinds of stuff. Well,
you get music on the record store too.
Shh, K-Fave, man. K-Fave.
Sorry.
Damn. Oh.
We talk about music.
Tell us, what are we doing, brother?
It's the WTF news desk for
March. Oh, yes, it is.
March of 2025. Yet another insane month. They never stop.
Oh,
this business
was
just
crazy.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, this business. Why would you cover any other news in anything but the professional wrestling and MMA business? We actually have an MMA story this time too. I'm really happy about that. Usually our MMA, the extent of it seems to be Conor McGregor getting into trouble, but this time we have some MMA stuff. So should we start at number 10?
Oh, let's do it. That's where we have to start. Please tell me my old friend is there. Is my old friend there?
We start, I believe he might be. So we start with our stipulation match.
Hey, hold on just a minute. Quit rubbing your chest like that. It's turning me on. Go ahead.
No, sorry.
My bad.
Okay. Sorry to distract you. I'll bring it back. I'll talk about Mother Wayne at some point. That'll get you back focused.
I appreciate it.
So stipulation match is where we always start at number 10. So we're going to go to DDT. It's dramatic, whatever it's called in Tokyo, Japan. So it was March 6th, Tokyo Ueno Park. So the match was outdoors, which it's chilly there. Like it's chilly here. So the match was.
I like chili.
I'm a big fan of with or without beans. Now,
I like them both.
It has to have beans. It's got.
I like them both. Yeah.
It ain't chilly if it doesn't have beans. Anyway, it's cold. Let's put it that way. It's cold in Tokyo, like it's cold in most parts of the country here.
Let me see.
So the match is outdoors, so it's chilly out. So the match is TO-Y. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm just going to say
58 degrees there today.
All right. Well, this was a month ago, so it's probably 48. So thank you for your meteorological.
I keep that on my phone. Yeah. That, Chicago, St. Louis, and Jonesboro.
If you ever need to know what the weather is in Tokyo, you know who to turn to.
Just text me, brother. Text me. I got it going on.
Hey, is there any rain?
I'll tell you we got off subject.
All right, we're off the fucking rails
weather on WTF.
So we're full service. We'll be doing sports next after this break, after this timeout. So all right, so the match is outdoors, and so it's TO-Y is the wrestler. I don't even know how to fucking pronounce that. It's Toy. I'm just gonna say Toy. So Toy and Yukio Naya beat your guy, Don Shako Dino.
Man.
And Kazuki Harada. They beat him in 14 seconds with a slap to the back. A fucking slap to the back beats them. So the general manager sees this and he's pissed. He says, you guys did that on purpose because it's cold outside. So he orders an immediate rematch and he calls it the Prevent an Instant Kill Death Match, where you can't go home until you've eaten all of the Akagi Niyuko style Gori Goruken matches. So the point of the match is the winner can only be declared after somebody has eaten 3 popsicles because it's cold outside. So he's making these poor guys eat 3 popsicles. So Harada eats 2 popsicles, and I've researched this. They were like orange pops. They were like creamsicles. So he eats 2 of them. He takes the third one, and he sticks the third popsicle in Dino's Hell's Gate, as it's known, and it comes out a chocolate pop.
Oh.
So I think there's some alchemy going on here because he sticks it in the Dino's Hell's Gate, which we all know what that is, and it comes out chocolate. So Harada then forces it into Naya's mouth, but then the tables are turned. Toy forces the pop into Harada's mouth and pins him. So I gave that match 5 stars. I mean, a popsicle in the ass match, that gets 5 stars for me. And it probably because it was in the Tokyo Dome too. So another couple things quickly to note about Japan. Dino also loses a match in March, and the stipulation was that his dog Haku, that has some interesting relevance there, his dog Haku is now signed to wrestle in DDT. So I'm afraid because there's all kinds of ass stuff going on in DDT. I don't need this guy's dog to be involved in any of this shit. So, and then lastly, March 1st, Tokyo Joshi Pro ran a card. That's the all-female wrestling group in Japan, other than Stardom. So they ran a card called the Go Girl 5 card. And they go girl 5. They only allowed females to attend. I call bullshit on this. If the guys wanted to go, why couldn't the guys have gone? So only women were allowed to attend the show. I picture a lot of like bosom buddies, like the old, Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari, the guys dressed up in drag to be able to attend the show. So that is it. Tokyo
I may
Joshi
be
Pro
wrong, but I don't think
Go
there's
Girl
a big crowd, male, believe it or not,
I call sexism on that.
For sure, yeah. The thing about it is, it seems like it's magic. I really does, but I believe he probably had. I'm speaking from experience. I mean, not speaking from a.
Is this back to the chocolate pop?
I believe he already had that up in his ass. And he stuck the other one where that one was and pulled that one out. Because, they stick in orifices. They like to stick it in orifices.
Wait, isn't that
just stuff? So there you go.
Hechicero is an alchemist. He probably was involved in that somehow.
It's been revealed right here on WTF how that trick was done.
We got to the bottom of it, if you will.
I'm no damn David Copperfield, but I know what's going on there.
That man turned a creamsicle into a fudgesicle. I'm just impressed. He is my MVP for 2025 so far this year. So, all right, number 9, stick to television, BET. Get out of wrestling. So we got cable network BET, that is Black Entertainment Television. They decided to put out a list of the top 15 greatest black wrestlers of all time. And lo and behold, number 1 is Booker T.
Oh, yeah.
And number 2 is The Rock. I'm like, how is The Rock number 2 to Booker T in anything?
So when you
it's a no-brainer. Rock is number 1.
I'm going to tell you why he's number 2, but go ahead.
All right, well, we had Mark Henry at number 4. There's no one I'm going to say on the list doesn't belong. There's no one I'm going to say absolutely no way. But I'm going to name names that should have been on there. Where is Abdullah the Butcher? Are they under the impression he's really from the Sudan? They don't even know. They have JYD at 6, which I know you're going to say that's okay. Bobby Lashley at 8, which I'm okay with Bobby Lashley at 8 because he headlined the Trump and Vince hair match, which was one of the biggest.
Oh, yeah. One of the biggest grosses. Yeah.
They've got Devon Dudley at 10, Naomi at 13. Where is Ernie Ladd? Where is Bobo Brazil? I'm pulling names out. Where is Bad News Allen? Where are the Gangstas? Where is Moose? Where is Brandy Rhodes, for Jesus? Brandy Rhodes. I knew I'd get you with that one. So, okay, but seriously, Swerve and Ricochet. Why are those guys not on there?
There's no way they belong on. And Mercedes Moné doesn't belong on this list.
She's on there too.
So, I agree with you. that it's kind of wonky the list is, but I mean, there's no way Swerve is anywhere one of the greatest ever.
Swerve is not better than Naomi. I mean, I like Naomi, but how is Swerve not better than her? She don't
belong there either. So the thing with The Rock is he's only half black. So there you go. And I'm okay with Booker T, probably one of the most successful black guys ever in the business. But you did a bunch of names that you have no idea what they look like or where they wrestled because you never watched old wrestling. You just pulled out black wrestler names.
No, not true. Not true.
Like you said, I mean, Miss Jackie, the people that didn't really belong to me was mainly like Mercedes Moné and Bianca Belair.
She's one of the best women of all time.
Yeah, right. And Naomi. I don't think those three girls in a Kurt situation could be. Not that I don't like two of the three, but I'm just saying I don't think they belong on the best of all time.
Well,
I have no problem with anyone else. The JYD, for people that only saw JYD in WWE, don't get it.
Mid-South, the JYD, that's why. But that's not why the way they put this list together was obvious. They only looked at WWE to make this list. I mean, everybody on there either worked there or previously worked there. So they didn't look up any historical stuff whatsoever.
That's everybody in wrestling land.
Didn't look at like anything current.
No, they didn't. You're right. Bobo Brazil. I bet you couldn't pick
Mark
Bobo
Henry,
Brazil out of a lineup. You couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Definitely
I think that's Bobo. Racist. They all look the same.
Oh boy! All right, let's change the subject before.
My bad.
So, all right, number 8, we got Pat McAfee goes off on our 51st state. So at the Elimination Chamber in Toronto, the national anthem gets booed, as it's been getting booed at hockey games and et cetera in Canadian sporting events ever since Trump announced that he wanted to annex Canada. So it catches Pat McAfee off guard on the broadcast, and he just lets it rip. You know, he calls them a terrible country. So he never apologizes. He just acknowledges that their passion. That's it. He never says, I'm really sorry. So, but our good friends at the IWC don't let us down. There's some good comments here to Pat. One of them said, I hope that little Brett fucking kid of yours dies. So that's classy about his baby. Another one says, if you want to shit on free speech, you better be ready to die. So I'm just looking forward to Backlash because I'm told that the Backlash pay-per-view, or I'm sorry, PLE, is going to be coming from the Bingo Hall in Greenland, in the capital of Greenland. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So Pat McAfee, number 8.
I love Pat McAfee. He's one of those guys, him and Rogan also, not that I agree with half of what they say, but man, freedom of speech, go for it. Say what you got to say. And you know, I don't think we've ever issued an apology on this. We've cut stuff out, but I'm just not into, I'll probably be banned from Facebook after that comment a few minutes ago, but it was a joke, y'all. It was a joke.
That's why I reeled you in.
But don't, let them say what they want to say. We don't agree with them. I love Pat. No apologizing.
It was just funny how the booing just caught him off guard. That was my favorite part of it. He just had no idea that it was coming. So, all right, number 7, we got wrestlers behaving badly. We got ADR. We got Hulk Hogan. We got our old friend Charlie Tiger from last month. And we got the OnlyFans model and CM Punk. So we'll start with Alberto El Patron or Alberto Del Rio. I call him AEP because I'm an insider. He's suspended by the Tijuana Commission on March. That is a thing, the Tijuana Commission.
It is. It's serious shit.
Could be a sex move, too. I'm not sure. Or a drink.
We do it on Saturday night.
Or it could be a drink. I'm not sure. So March 14th, he's suspended for 6 months. He can still continue his AAA bookings. He just can't work in Tijuana. So AEP was arguing with fans. I don't know if you saw the clip, but he's arguing with fans.
I saw it.
I'm talking to the listeners. I know you saw it. You're an insider. Bad. I know you saw it. So he's fighting and arguing with fans. They're throwing coins, hitting him in the face with coins. I thought coins thrown at the wrestlers in Mexico was a thing. I thought that was a good thing. But anyway, they hit him in the face.
You get a coin thrown at you, and you'll decide whether it's a good thing or not.
Hopefully, it's only a penny. So he jumps the rail. He throws a chair. He hits no one. His aim is really bad. So then a fan throws a chair at him, hits him in the head. So he gets pissed. He tries jumping the rail again. He can't. So he goes around. He hits an old lady. Allegedly, an old lady gets hit in the head or gets hit with a chair. She is taken to a local medical facility. So why is his aim so bad? So he lost his shit. So he got suspended for 6 months. So then we got the Hulkster. Hulk Hogan says, fuck them kids, a la John Cena this month. So March, I think that you coined that, fuck them kids, right? That's our next t-shirt. So March 11th, he's got an appearance in Orange County, New York, at an autograph session for Real American Beer, his beer. Our colleagues at News 12, that's our sister station in New York, they show the kids crying because they were in line for 4 hours to see Hulk Hogan, and he abruptly left without signing all the autographs. So one Robert Taylor says that his son had a Pokemon card for Hogan to sign, and he wouldn't sign it. You bastard! You wouldn't sign the Pokemon card. What does that have to do with Hulk Hogan, by the way?
How dare you?
Son of a bitch. So then
Pikachu.
at another, Pikachu, man. So another appearance, he says he's only willing to sign cans of his beer. How do you fucking sign a can of beer? That's what I wanted to know. Like, do you need like a special type of Sharpie that will sign on metal on a can of beer?
If it's not code, he might be able to do it with it. They use this, I don't even know what it's called, but all the guys are using a certain kind of pen to do the action figures now.
Yeah.
I think that pen would work, but not if it was code. He does. I seen him go in and sign all the cases. He would sit at the top of the cases. Yeah.
At least that's cardboard. That'll work.
Yeah.
Anyway, signing a metal can of beer. All right, then we got Charlie Tiger. More Charles. I call him Charles Tiger because I'm an insider. So more more Charlie Tiger antics from last month. Last month, he was arrested at the IRS building. This month, March 3rd. He's causing a ruckus at a Sheetz store in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. Sheetz is like a 7-Eleven convenience store.
Yeah.
East Coast. So he's in the parking lot waving a machete, screaming in the parking lot. He strips down, of course, because that's what you do when you're waving a machete in the parking lot at the convenience store. You strip down. He stabs a van. Again, back to the metal thing. How do you stab a van with a machete? So
they deserved it.
He fucking fan. So he causes $2,000 worth of damage, and then he takes off. So a good Samaritan grabs the machete before anybody gets hurt. Grabs the machete. It's found by police. So now there's a warrant out for old Chuck Tiger. So I'm really hoping he defends himself in court because that'll be priceless. We'll get more mileage out of Charlie Tiger.
I'm going to use that same picture I've already used. That is a great, tremendous picture that you sent me. Charlie Tiger, baby.
He got. Somehow something snapped in that guy after that battle royal in January. So, and then finally, this one is not a wrestler behaving badly, but we lumped it in. The wrestler is the victim in this case. So after a WWE show in Glasgow, Scotland, the home of Drew McIntyre. So it's March 24th. CM Punk, I like to call him Phil Brooks. He's heading to the back. God. He's glad handing with the fans. And an OnlyFans model named Morgan Moore reaches over the rail and touches Punk. And he loses his shit. He literally says, and they have this on tape, "I'll punch you in the face." So she had fondled him. She had also fondled Cody as he was walking down the aisle. And needless to say, this obviously increased her following. She's got almost 500,000 followers on Twitter, and she's on OnlyFans too. So this girl has been a troublemaker in the past. She's in the past posted that MJF follows her, so she wanted to bust him out for whatever. She mentions that Jericho follows her. So she tends to be a very tribal WWE fan, very anti-AEW. And I don't know if you looked her up, but she kind of looks a little bit like Mother Wayne. So
really?
She is an attractive young lady with a Mother Wayne kind of look to her.
Damn, I'm going to have to go and look at that.
I knew you would want to.
I wish Mother Wayne would do that OnlyFans.
Morgan Moore. And all I'm going to say is more indeed.
I haven't, I've never been on OnlyFans, but
the more the merrier about Morgan. So, all right.
I was,
you're a big AEP fan too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Alberto El Patron.
He's got a huge. Oh God, he's got a huge one. The OnlyFans deal that I just want to make a point about this and why I had seen some people say, "Why did Punk get mad?" Blah blah blah. Guys, with that many people in a crowd, and if they're touching you, not your arm or trying to touch another part of your body, it's scary as fuck. I've been in crowds of, I think the biggest one was, about 1,500 people. And I want to tell you, when they get close and they can touch you, because guess what? They could just put, especially if you're working heel, they could just put a knife in you if they're that close. And that's the kind of stuff, and you don't want, Punk's smart enough to tell her, I'm gonna punch you because that's what you don't do that. You don't let people touch the wrestlers.
Yeah.
The arm is fine. Maybe pat them on the back. Don't do anything stupid, guys. Just don't do nothing stupid.
Even if you're Morgan Moore.
Even if you're Morgan Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, number 6, Lance is Team Rico. I know you're not Team Rico. I am Team Rico. Twice in 1 month. We're getting a lot of mileage out of the booing drop. So twice in 1 month, Ricochet and I are on the same page. So first off, before we even get into it, congratulations to Ricochet. He got married to Samantha Irvin.
Take your 5-star matches and shove them up your ass. It means dick. Take your 5.
So Ricochet and Sam Irvin got married this month, so congrats to them. So Ricochet posts, "Watch me destroy Swerve at Revolution." And some IWC member responds, "I'm pirating it, Baldy." Subject near and dear to my heart. So I say,
I have no idea. I have no idea why you try to champion that. You're
because I paid for it.
So
because if
go
you
ahead,
want to
I'll tell
the
you.
business,
I'll tell you.
Support the business.
I'll shut up.
So all right. So Ricochet. So he says he's going to pirate it, Baldy. So Ricochet responds, "If the police can do something about this pirate, that would be great. He's admitting to committing a crime." I love that. The response, I mean, yes, he's a heel, and yes, he's leaning into it. So anyway, so of course the post, of course, this changes things a little bit. The guy who says he was pirating was at Doodoo Kaka 00112. So,
I remember that guy. Yeah.
You're a big fan of Doodoo Kaka.
Yeah, Doodoo Kaka.
And then Ricochet also calls the fans idiots for thinking that the AEW pay-per-views, keyword pay, are now free because they're on Amazon Prime. So he got into it with fans on that one too, and then finally
that was kind of funny because all of a sudden they forgot how pay-per-view works.
Pay-per-view, that's right. So and then finally Ricochet verbally gets into it with the worst comedian of all time, Ken Jeong, who's in the front row at Revolution. It's March 9th. Ken Jeong tweets, "Not cool, not afraid. I will defend celebrities' rights from all things Ricochet." And Ricochet responds, "Why don't you exercise the right to shut the hell up?" So I love it because I also hate Ken Jeong.
Know that was a work, right?
I'm sure it was a work. It's not a work with me. It's a shoot. So once again.
And the reason you don't like Ken is because he blocked
funny.
you because you was being an asshole to him.
He blocked me because I've said a million times he's not funny. That's why he blocked me.
No,
so it's a badge of honor.
You used to love him.
Then never. Oh my God, never. He happened to be on Community, which is a great show. I tolerated him on Community, but that's it. So, all right. So then we turn to our friends at the IWC for comments about all of this. So at the Diva Season, her response to all of this is, "Eat me out, King Ricochet." What does that have to do with anything? And why are you going there? The man just got married. So, and then at Ridge Holland 008 says, "How about you stop being so damn bald? I can't see the view because of you, fat head." So again, nothing to do with anything, and the no spelling. And then finally, at Troy D 1998 says, "Don't waste your breath on that pre-Madonna, like before Madonna."
Pre-Madonna, yeah.
We had Cher and we had other singers pre-Madonna. That's what happened. So anyway, so Ricochet, just a good fun month from Ricochet at number 6.
Boo. I could go into a whole pirating, bootlegging conversation. Let me just say, there are some artists, some actors and whatever, and rock and roll people that actually believe that it's not a big deal because they make their money on the road, not on record sales. Tyler Perry is a perfect example. Very successful guy. He was doing plays before he started doing movies. He did plays, and he encouraged his audiences to videotape them and bootleg them. And it made him very, very popular. And a lot of the artists believe that it's just extra listens. I heard Kid Rock had a very interesting thing about AI, and there's a lot of people scared of AI and putting out new Beatles music, putting out new, music. Randy Travis, of all people, also putting out new songs that really aren't them. It's just their voice. So All right, I'm going to shut up. We're going to go to commercial break. When we get back, we'll do some shout-outs, and we'll have halftime.
Don't miss Memphis Wrestling Live. Saturday, April 12th, join us for Wrestling Day at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium with the Memphis Showboats. Enjoy live pregame matches plus a huge main event at halftime. Next Saturday, April 19th, the Undead Bride Sue Young returns to Memphis Wrestling. Don't miss this special Saturday TV taping at the Wrestle Center. Saturday, April 26th, Memphis Wrestling tag teams with the Arkansas Travelers for Wrestling Night at Dickie Stevens Park in Little Rock. Be sure to mark your calendars for Sunday, May 18th at the Wrestle Center. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at memphiswrestling.tv.
Jackson, Tennessee, get ready for a night of non-stop laughs at Cody's Sports Bar and Grill. On May 10th at 7 p.m., we're bringing some of the best comedians in the area to the stage. Tickets are $10 at the door, but why pay more? Grab yours in advance for just $7 at codyscomedy.eventbrite.com. Great food, cold drinks, top-tier comedy. What more could you ask for? This event is 18 and over, so make sure you bring your ID and your best sense of humor. Comedy at Cody's Sports Bar and Grill, May 10th, 7 p.m. in Jackson, Tennessee. Be there.
That fucking Richard stole my "be there," that bastard.
It's
We'll
not for
talk
the
about that a
kiddos.
little bit
This
more.
show is
Thanks
not
for
for the kiddos.
Thanks.
18
That's
and up.
right. Thanks for the sponsors. We appreciate it. Especially, we'll talk
Richard.
about that comedy show as it gets
Sure.
closer. It's going to feature my old buddy Richard Lee Mulligan. I want to talk about my April appearances today on the Retro Wrestling Review Show, USWA podcast. We're covering USWA 1993. I come in, I'm a pinch hitter. When Richard's gone and Richard takes a bunch of vacations, he's rich. Richard, me, Josh, and Gene Jackson. Josh from P3 Radio. Today we talked about, I can't remember the date, but it's USWA 1993, which is, it has some of the funniest stuff. It's just so weird. I never watched it because I had a real life. No, I actually had a restaurant during this time and just got married and started having kids. So I never watched 1993 Memphis. Also will be on the 15th show, which is next week, and on the 29th in April. I also want to put over my old buddy, my college roommate. He wasn't my college roommate. My college friend, Steve Crawford. He's covered 1977, which is the year before I started watching Memphis Wrestling, on the Regional Wrestling Podcast. All you got to do is search Regional Wrestling Podcast. They do other stuff, but listen to Steve's and Retro Wrestling Review USWA Podcast. Search for those in your podcast catcher. That's what I call them, podcast catcher. You know why I call them that? Because I'm an insider. And that's what
I thought you made it up. Did you make that up? Like feel good story. You made that up.
No, here we go. All right, halftime. We are at the half point mark. If we go over 1 hour, folks, you'll have to listen to it on the main feed. Or, hey, join our Patreon. We've already said it once.
Yep.
Join our Patreon. Halftime. So here's my halftime question.
All right.
All right. I'm going to say something, and I'm not trying to be an ass. I know that surprises you.
It just
I'm
comes
really not
naturally.
trying to be an ass on this, but do you, and I'm going to tell you the scenario, okay? Do you believe everything that you read on the internet about wrestling angles?
No, of course not.
What about Charlotte and Tiffany?
You know, that one's hard to tell because it was such a mess. Like, they were booing the hell out of Charlotte. The lines, you know, they've pushed the envelope a little bit more and more, but they used to never push the envelope with those insider lines in WWE. You know, they do it all the time in AEW. They do it in some other groups. They never used to do it in WWE. So it's an adjustment there. The fans were booing the shit out of her. I mean, I feel like the speculation that they had the vacuum cleaner on and the sound effects. No, they were booing the hell out of her because they've been booing the hell out of New Day and they've been booing the hell out of Dominic Mysterio. It's just the WWE crowds are very alive. So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell because we're conditioned to not believe anything. We're conditioned that it's all work. Everything's a work, always a work. But the fact that it went so like in such a train wreck, it just kind of ended. Tiffany just rolled out of the ring and left. So I that one I kind of bought in the sense that Charlotte got like the crowd got under her skin. And I think that she got rattled by the crowd, I think she lost her place in the whole skit, whatever the skit was supposed to be.
But I don't think there was anything that was said out there. I've heard all kinds of stuff. Ric Flair's made a statement. A bunch of people's made a statement. Meltzer and all the kayfabe sheet guys were trying to say what they had heard. I believe WWE is speaking bullshit to everybody that will listen. I didn't believe anything about The Rock and what's going on with The Rock backstage and all that kind of stuff. I think Charlotte and Tiffany, I bet they hugged each other backstage. I'd like to see the reaction backstage when they walk backstage. I do think it was a little bit of a train wreck, but
it was definitely a train wreck.
I'm just that guy that don't believe anything that.
Yeah, I mean, we're conditioned to not believe anything. And I feel like they've done a good job with the Rhea Ripley and Bianca and Io. They've done a good job with them. I'm not going to say great job because I think they've been shitting on Io quite a bit on that whole skit. But they've done a good job in building up that match. But they weren't really doing a very good job with the Tiffany match, partially because Tiffany's promos are weak. She needs help on the promos. I like her wrestling.
Know that was part of the angle that they were shitting on her, right?
On who? Io?
On Io.
Oh, yeah, of course. But, I mean, it's like you got to leave the belt on her because they've converted her into a second-class citizen on this whole thing. It's all about Bianca and Rhea, So I just feel like they've downplayed, the champion, the one who's holding the belt. So I think she should win. But the point is they've done a good job building that one up, but they really didn't do much of a good job with the Charlotte and Tiffany. And like I said, part of it I thought was Tiffany is just really stiff. Her wrestling is decent. Her wrestling is very gymnastic. And she's progressed quite a bit for somebody who's 25. But I think that needed help. And I mean, I could see them doing this to try to call attention to it. Possibly, who knows? It felt like I'm
gonna let you know. I said this before we started. I am just so sick of overanalyzing professional wrestling. Every little thing somebody's got to have a criticism. And I'm not stabbing at you, although I did yesterday. It's not you. It's everybody. Everybody's got a bitch moan about that didn't look perfect or somebody missed this. I am enjoying wrestling, and I'm getting bored of analyzing it and talking to it, but talking about it in the sense that I just want to enjoy it. I go through this stage once a year, usually twice, where I don't even worry about stars. I don't worry about nothing, which I thumbs up or thumbs down. I just enjoy it. And I liked that segment, but there was so much over analyzing on the internet that I was just like, oh, I don't care. I don't really care. All right, guys, come on, let's do this. Halftime. That was halftime. All right, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
And honorables. So, all right, at number 5, it's smut. It's social media uproar time. It is for the kiddos. So we start off with Soraya's farts. We got Duke Hudson's boobs. We got Giselle Shaw. We got Cody versus Disco, and we got Brooke versus Linda Hogan. So we start with Saraya Paige. Some people know her better as Paige. So she has a new book out. She left AEW. She posts pictures of herself on Instagram going out with friends. So a guy by the name of @AbsoluteBastard posts, I would completely strip and drip myself in Diddy oil, as in the singer Diddy, pave the floor in broken shards and cactus bites, then set it on fire and slide my naked body down the broken, burning shards, all if it meant on the other side to catch a whisper of your fart on a bad cellular connected Nokia from 2003. This guy out there, this guy apparently wants to hear her fart. I'm not sure, but he wants Soraya's fart. I think he wanted to hear it on a 2003 cell phone. So very bizarre. Yet another IWC guy. We have March 18th. Former NXT star Duke Hudson, who was in the class, the high, whatever the college was. So he posts a picture working out, and some unnamed dude responds, taking bookings to breastfeed. So he was interested in breastfeeding with Duke Hudson. So then we've got our friend Giselle Shaw, our girl,
right.
my girl.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put this on the screen, and I'm not gonna read it, but you can see what kind of idiots actually reach out to her. So
yeah. So if you don't want to, well, I feel like not everybody's gonna see it. So I want to read what he said because it's just so out there. So he says, "My name is David. Do you have a penis or pussy? I am very attracted to you and would love to fuck you on a permanent basis." Insane. These people that was emailed to her. So anyway, she outs him by name. Love that. She puts the guy's name out there. And she adds, "You wanted my attention. You got it. Enjoy your 15 minutes. So I think Ricochet probably approved that one too. And then we move on from Giselle Shaw. We got Cody versus Disco. So your friend Disco Inferno, Glenn Gilberti, posts that nobody knows how to work anymore. Guys keep getting hurt to please Dave Meltzer. So Cody, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes responds, "You've drawn $0. No fan has ever left a show thinking about you." He says, "You've coasted on other success. You're juiced up. You can't get booked." Ouch.
Is this brand new? I thought they already had
that. But it resurfaced in March. So it came out there again. And then finally, we got Linda Hogan, March 27th. Linda Hogan, former ex-wife of Hulk Hogan, she posts a mess of a video with warts and all. She's got birds going off in the background. There's birds tweeting like crazy in the background. So she's blaming Hulk for breaking up their family. She says he has millions, but she has nothing. She acknowledges that Hulk Hogan is a sex addict. I think this is breaking news. Hulk Hogan is a sex addict. We find that out in March. And then Brooke Hogan, her daughter, she just had twins with her husband, who's a hockey player in the NHL. She says that Brooke Hogan says both of her parents are a mess, and she's walked away from them entirely. So I say that's logical. Good for you, Brooke. You probably distance yourself from those people as much as you can. So that is our smut for the month of March.
Yeah, I don't.
The birds, all the birds in the background on that video.
I thought it was kind of sad, but it was just so much going on there. So
good for Brooke walking away from it all.
I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do. You know, there was somebody told me one time that, you know, you have people like that in your life. You end up, they called them vampires, which, you know, they suck the life out of you kind of thing. And that's kind of what happens and Hulk Hogan is a mess, by the way. Oof. So
he's signing those cans of beer. So, all right, at number 4, we got political shenanigans. So we got Jon Stewart. We start off with Jon Stewart from The Daily Show. He's one of us. I like Jon Stewart.
He's one of us. He's awesome.
A fan. So he's on The Daily Show on March 3rd. He compares the Trump and Vince Trump blasting Zelensky in the White House for his wardrobe. He compares that to Cena turning with The Rock on Cody. So the clip is brilliant. If you haven't seen it, you got to see the clip. Stewart's a longtime fan. The analogy is beautiful.
I want to play it, but I was scared we'd just bop us off of Facebook.
And it's really long, too. So look it up. It's Jon Stewart on March 3rd. He compares, he says, Cody is Zelensky, The Rock is Putin, and then Cena is America turning on the Ukraine. So the whole thing is just really well put together, hilarious, really thoughtful, really creative. So then we've got Rookie of the Year, Logan Paul. He's plugging his new show, Paul American, on Max. He says that someday he'll run for president. It'll be Paul 2040. So all I got to say is stranger things have happened, folks. So, and then finally, on March 20th, we have WTF All-Star Conor McGregor announcing he, too, is going to plan on running for president in Ireland. He's in the White House, of course, when he makes this declaration, too. So he's running on the platform of wanting to stop immigration to Ireland. So he's saying that Ireland is at the cusp of losing its Irishness. So I figure between sexual assaults, maybe Conor can find enough time to run his campaign. And in Ireland, I'll tell you guys the same thing. Stranger things have happened. So, and then lastly, I forgot we had this one too. Kane, our old friend Kane, Glenn Jacobs, if you might know
Bobby Lashley?
Bobby Lashley, yes. So Jacobs gets into it on March 21st with former vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, the Minnesota governor. Walz says he could kick most of Trump supporters' asses. So that gets Kane's attention. And the mayor of Walz to a match with money going to charity. I haven't heard. I've checked. I'm not sure if the match has gotten added to WrestleMania or if it might be too late for WrestleMania. So Kane versus Tim Walz. We're still waiting to see if they announce that for night 2 of WrestleMania.
Nah, just unbelievable. Kane's unbelievable. You know, everybody that has worked with Kane, all the WWE guys in the past, they absolutely love him. But politically, he is out there, boy.
He's out there. Yeah. So you'd think, the mayor of Knox County, he's got to be busy with catching dogs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, number 3, we got John Cena's Big 2025 continues. So in addition to the turn heard around the world, so his month is continuing. So we start with WWE is offering lunch with Cena on the Friday of WrestleMania weekend for $25,000 per person.
Christ.
Limit 20. No more. We're not bringing in more than 20 people for this. So limit 20. So I want to know, is he washing your car for the rest of your life for $25,000? So BT, I'm going to ask you, put you on the spot. Will that sell? Will people buy that? Will it sell
They're buying the WrestleMania tickets. I don't know what the highest price there, but they're huge. There'll be somebody. There'll be somebody sell their house or their car.
$25,000. You think it'll sell all 20 spots will sell out?
I don't know about that. I do know if I gave him $25,000, he would sleep with me, John Cena would, and let me take pictures. So
I wanted to keep it for the kiddos. He's washing your car for the rest of his life.
Fuck that.
So, and then also we have the reveal in March by former WWE talent J.R. Ryder. I don't know if you've heard of J.R. Ryder. I looked it up. He once hit number 263 on the PWI 500 in 2001. So he's billed as former WWE talent J.R. Ryder. So J.R. Ryder reveals that John Cena got busted for having an affair with Victoria early on in their career, and that Victoria's husband found out and put a gun in John Cena's face. So Cena talked him down and convinced him to let him call his father or his grandfather. They talk him out of shooting him. So all I got to say is Cena had a gun in his face. He probably shit his jorts, don't you think?
You think so?
Yeah, he probably shit his jorts at that point. So that'd be scary.
I shit myself today.
There we go. You know what? We've seen Victoria live in person, up close. How many years ago? But man, she's still hot. She's a good-looking woman. So there you go.
From interacting with her a number of times at her old restaurant here in Chicago, she's a sweetheart.
She is awesome, awesome.
Super nice. So I wish she still had that place. That place had good food, good place to hang out. So too bad she doesn't have it anymore. So all right, number 2, we got Love and Sex and Wrestling. So we got Missy Hyatt. Missy Hyatt, you remember her? She is a proponent for safe sex. And she announces that there will be official Missy Hyatt condoms. They will be on sale 4 for $20 at WrestleCon. So once again, we have to go back to our friends at the old IWC. Somebody in the IWC responds to her on Twitter and asks, will they be used? So I think it's probably the guy who wanted Soraya's fart. It's probably the same guy. I don't know. So Missy Hyatt, 4 for $20. You can pick up those condoms at WrestleCon. And then
there is a joke there. There's all kinds of jokes. I just can't get it.
Are they used?
Yeah. All right. We'll go with that one.
Next, it'll be JR because, they were together. So JR will be offering 4 for $20 JR's barbecue condoms or something. They'll be barbecue scented. Hey, there's a free one, JR. I gave you an idea. So, all right. Then we have the ongoing weirdness of Lana and Rusev, whatever the fuck you want to call them these days. They're always going to be Lana and Rusev to me, so I don't care. So TMZ reports that they've gotten back together, but then reports are that their split was never real in the first place, that it was a publicity stunt because they broke up an AEW storyline. So the split was bogus. So TMZ reports that they've renewed their vows, the vows that were never disavowed in the first place. So it's just desperate antics to stay relevant to the 6 people who cared about Rusev and Lana, I think is what it is. So they're back together. So that's a good, happy ending for Rusev and Lana at number 2. So
Feel good story.
yeah, feel good. You coined that. You made that up.
Yeah.
So,
And number
all right.
one.
Number
is-
one. Not a feel good story. So, all right, number one, we got BJ Penn puts on a tinfoil
Hey,
hat.
hold on. Let me say something before you say anything.
Shit!
That's what I thought when I saw that video right there, BJ Penn.
BJ
Go
Penn
ahead.
puts on a tinfoil hat. So we finally got some MMA coverage. So former UFC champion BJ Penn may have taken one too many shots to the dome, I think. So he's accusing the government of murdering his mother and putting an imposter in her place. So I thought when I read this story, I thought, is this like when the one daughter left Roseanne and they put some other actress in that spot and they just went on their business? Or like Cindy Brady got replaced for a short time and they just didn't say anything and it was still calling her Cindy Brady. So anyway, so BJ Penn
They didn't even do that. You know, the old soap opera thing, they used to say, well, Lance Levine is playing the part of Bob. And he would never look like the same actor. It would look, but at least they told you what was going on. Yeah.
So BJ Penn says that Paul Abelay and Carlos Riviera, I think Carlos Riviera was a manager in the Central States region at some point. But anyway, Paul Abelay and Carlos Riviera, they're working with the government and this woman to steal his money. So there's a video out there where BJ Penn shows this woman and he says, that lady right there, look at her ass and legs. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, what are you talking about looking at your mother's ass? So you're out of line. So he says she's trying to steal everything, and that is not my mother. So he says that these people have sold his $2.5 million home. They've taken all of his money. And he says that Hilo Police, this lady is not Lorraine Shin. She is at our Penn family house right now. Look at her ass. He's focused on this woman's ass entirely too much. The woman is 79 years old. Let's not talk about her ass, BJ, okay? So he loves his mama. I think we can establish BJ loves his mama. So Lorraine Shin, when you see the video, she's pretty clearly his mother. They look alike. She is hot. She's not hot. She's 79 years old. Let's stop talking about her ass.
That's about your age. That's the kind of age group that you need to get.
I'm taking the fifth on that. So there's video of them
shout out to one of my best friends on that one.
There's video of them together. She looks just like him. It's pretty clear that it's his mother, but he is just inspecting mother's ass. We're not inspecting any mother's asses on this show. Love your mama. We're not talking about that, except maybe Mother Wayne.
That's what I was going to say. What about Mother Wayne?
We might be able to inspect that one. So
BJ
Penn, put on the tinfoil hat and stop checking out your mother's ass for crying out loud.
I reached out to you and I was like, I must have missed this one because I don't read a lot of the MMA stuff in the Observer. And you said there's a video. I already sent it to you. Go watch the video.
Yeah.
And dude, to me, it was just so sad because there's so much mental illness going on. And who knows whether it was because of how many times he's been hit in the head. But it really is. It's I will put the link of the video in the description of the podcast, if I remember, and y'all can go take a look at it. It made me sad. And the part about his mom's ass, it makes you laugh, but then you start thinking to yourself, he really believes this. There's this deal where, if you take any kind of meds, if you start feeling good, you'll quit taking your meds because guess what? I don't need my meds because I feel good. And then you go crazy again. Apparently that could have been something that happened to BJ. To me, it's sad. And somebody needs to do something.
Who knew
and help him?
Kicked in the head hundreds of times was going to be a bad thing. Who knew?
I don't know.
Who ever figured that
Who would
out?
think that?
Look at her.
All right, guys, you know what we're fixing to do?
Finna.
We're fixing to go to Patreon. Same bad times, same bad channel. On the best little wrestling podcast in the business. I can't breathe. Be there. And as everyone knows, everybody got to know this by now. Y'all got to know this by now. I love my mama.
Don't go there. Don't go there, BJ. So, love his mama, and as everyone knows, I have fun everywhere I go. I'm going to New Japan on Friday. I'm hoping Don Shaco Dino makes a surprise appearance.
God, I hope so. It's one of those popsicles.